this is more so focused on 369 Tesla. And I'm not gonna focus on the whole concept of 369, but I will focus on one thing that I read like many years ago that they don't even talk about no more. But you kind of gotta research it on your own. But Tesla used to walk around a building 3 times before entering it. That was a part of his little 369 theory, which I barely want to call it a theory, because if somebody gets so much results from something, how can it be a theory if it don't work for you? Like it's not for you. But it worked for him and it got him massive results. So that walking around a building 3 times comes with a bit of a compulsive OCD, like being compulsive and stuff, obsessive compulsion disorder. So that's like a real big key on this. To me, obsessive compulsion disorder is doing things with anxiety behind it. Doing things with a sense of urgency, in a sense. Some people don't do things they do it with a heightened sense of urgency. But I feel like the key to 369 is simply doing things with a sense of urgency. And in a sense, I feel like to develop that is how you do one thing is how you do everything. I want to read my points, but I might not need to. These would be probably for me. But I just got some examples of this. So, obsessive compulsive disorder is like an insecurity, but a reasoning for a solution. So you do stuff compulsively as a solution, and as a solution for that insecurity, that little thing that's throwing you off. You gotta do it compulsively. You might clean compulsively. You might lift weights like me compulsively. You might do all types. You might eat real healthy compulsively. You might go to church religiously. You feel me? You might feel dirty. So you do things compulsively. And I got a little bit with Solomon. Solomon being considered the wisest, he searched for solutions. So that's a little bit into it. Karate Kid, he did one move compulsively, won a championship because he did one. His teacher taught him that. He didn't get it, but he was a product of it, so he did it compulsively. And then I got another point is how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's my final point before I start going on this little tangent. How you do one thing is how you do everything. But basically, compulsion. You want to get compulsive about something. Like you want to be obsessively compulsed about like one thing, and that's gonna flutter into how you do everything. So, for example, say you're a sloppy dude. I'm gonna get on to the negative. Say you're a sloppy dude. You're gonna be a sloppy dude everywhere. It's honestly goes. We can even get it based on your appearance. If you got the appearance of a sloppy dude, you carry that sloppy dude with you everywhere. You can't just turn that off. You can put on a suit. You can get real trim. You still a sloppy dude. When I say you a neat trim cut too, I'm not talking about myself, but anybody like lifting weights, groomed, stoic. That character is gonna share with them everywhere, and that it just reflects upon your appearance. But real talk, like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I guess I'm trying to just get you to unlock this secret to the 369. It's honestly about being a little bit compulsive, and you have to develop such compulsion. Compulsion is usually developed through insecurity. So like I said, these videos aren't for everybody, but I know if I'm getting my little consistent 10, 15, 20 views, and they be from what's that word, YouTube channel, whatever, then that means somebody might be listening. But like it's you gotta develop a compulsion towards whatever you're doing, your craft, or at least towards one thing in your life, and that in turn leak towards everything. Like you can't. I think it's impossible. If you ask me, I think it's impossible to do something differently than how you do everything else. I think it's impossible to, unless you have like a borderline personality disorder. I'm literally willing to go that far. I think it's impossible to do one thing differently than how you do everything else. You may not be as skilled as in the beginning, but you can develop pride towards anything, unless there's like a fear behind it. Anxiety is like the only thing that stops humans from like I would say jumping to the moon or going to the moon. Like it's anxiety. You feel me? Some person with enough determination overriding that anxiety got us to the moon. So compulsion, having anxiety but looking for a solution. So you must be solution based and you will find success in every aspect of your life. Search for solutions. Try to be compulsive about it. Try to have a sense of urgency. Anxiety to me ain't nothing but a sense of urgency. You gotta break these things down. You gotta get rid of fear behind it. Because if you think anxiety is something that's gonna disrupt your day, rather than something that's pointing you in a certain direction, like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? You gotta be more in tune with yourself. So that's pretty much it before I lose you. 6 minutes on the dot is where it's right now. So have a good whatever Wednesday hump day. Let's get after it and let's stay tuned. Let's get it.